Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to be walking through a little bit about the EM Test DPA 500N analyzer, which is a single-phase harmonics and flicker analyzer with the built-in flicker impedance. We'll go ahead today and we'll start with walking through a little bit about the connections on the front and the back of the system. Then we'll move to the software, and then finally we'll run a quick test using our Net.control software. The DPA 500N digital power analyzer is commonly used for IEC 61000-3-2 and 3-3 testing. This analyzer can be used with both EM Test and Tessix sources, as well as other sources on the market. This system also provides the required flicker impedance and is controlled via the EM Test Net.control software. Now let's go ahead and let's take a closer look at the front side of the EM Test DPA 500N. Here you'll find the front side of the DPA 500N analyzer. Let's go ahead and start from the left side and work our way right. In the lower left hand corner you will notice the reset button. As we work our way right, you will notice a BNC connector on the front side of the system, and that's going to be used when you are utilizing an external current clamp, and the LED just to the right of that will be lit up when you are using measurements with that clamp. Just above that, you will notice two different LEDs. The first of which, the bypass LED, indicates the flicker impedance has been short-circuited, and the second, the flicker LED, indicates that the impedance has been utilized for flicker measurements. Just to the right of that, you will notice that we have our test supply, and this system does include a female adapter for the US NEMA style plugs, which just allows you to plug your EUT directly into the front side as opposed to breaking out by lines. That should just about wrap up the front side. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the back side of the DPA 500N. Here you're going to find the back side of the EM Test DPA 500N. There's only a few connections on the back side of the unit, so let's go ahead and let's start from the left side and work our way right. The first thing you will notice on the left side is our input power source. Now, if you are checking out the datasheet and user manual, you will know this system is limited to 530 volts or 16 amps, so you cannot go beyond those thresholds without causing damage to the analyzer. Working our way right, you will see our mains input for the test system and the off-on switch. And then finally, all the way to the right, you will see two different connections, the top one being USB and the second being serial to ACS. Again, for today's video, we are going to be looking at the software, so we will be connecting our computer to that USB connection on the back of the system. Now let's go ahead and let's get our DPA 500N connected to our laptop, and let's take a look at the Net.control software. Here you'll see the Net.control software from EM Test. We're going to be using this software today with our DPA 500N to conduct harmonics and flicker measurements. Now let's go ahead and let's start in the upper left-hand corner. There you see a few different drop-downs. We have Setup, View, Service, and then finally Help. Some of these are pretty straightforward. The Setup, just as you would imagine, allows you to add or remove different components, as well as set the power levels. Now the Help menu, we wanted to touch base on that briefly. Let's go ahead and select it. You can see we have a few different options there: user manual, remote manual, and then licensing. If you are going out there and you are renting the DPA 500N from us, we will already have the key code entered under the licensing menu. However, if you are installing this on a different computer, you want to be sure that you do enter that, so that way you're able to use the Net.control software. Alright, so now let's close the Help menu. Taking a look just below the four drop-downs, you will see DPA 500N. And there you'll see the two icons, the first one on the left being purple for harmonics, and the second on the right being flicker, and you'll see that being pink. Just below the two different icons, you will see a purple box, and there we have measure and analyze, and load analysis. Now finally, the bigger box just below that, you will see the Open Standards Test. This is where you can go ahead and select different pre-programmed test routines that are in the Net.control software. Now there's one more area on this menu we wanted to touch base on, and that's going to be in the lower right-hand corner. There you will see operation mode, line, and DPA. So we do have our operation mode is online, and we do have both our line and DPA showing green. Now, if you are going out there and setting up the Net.control software and you are not receiving these green indicators in the lower right-hand corner, then you are having issues with communication, and you want to be sure that you do reference the user manual from the Net.control software. That way you're sure everything is communicating. Okay, so that should just about wrap it up for the menu here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the harmonics and the measure and analyze menu. Here you'll see the measure and analyze menu, and you will notice we are in the section setting of that menu. Now starting from the left side, you will see we do have IEC 61000-3-2, edition 5.1 selected. Just below that on the left side, you will see a box for observation period and then class. To the right of both those, you'll see analysis settings and measure settings. Looking along the bottom, you will see a green start icon, and then in the lower left-hand corner, you will see the AC power on. We're not going to be modifying any of those different testing criteria today, so let's just go ahead and let's keep those default settings entered. Now let's go ahead and let's hit that start button. Okay, so our test just finished up here, and this is the menu you're going to see when it is completed. And you will notice on the left side, we have our actual values, and we do have a graph in the middle there. Now, if you look just above the graph, you will see two different icons. The one we're currently on is for graph, and there's also an option for table. So just as you would guess, the table is going to provide the actual values. Now let's go ahead and look just to the right of the graph. Along the right-hand side there, you'll see four different tabs right there. We're currently in the Windows data. The next one you will see is min-max values, then maximum harmonics, and finally result. So now let's go ahead and let's open up the result tab. Here you're going to find the results tab, and you will see right in the middle we have standards group, standards name, device under test, power source, and a few different criteria, a little bit about the test that was run. Now you can see for this example, our device under test passed and our power source failed. So that should just about wrap it up today for the harmonics session. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the flicker. Okay, so we just opened up the flicker measurement menu, and you'll see this is very similar to the harmonics menu, where you have your standard along the top, and you have a variety of different boxes where you can select different criteria. You see we have test conditions along the left, observation period, and limits, and then we have our measure settings in the middle. We're not going to change any of the different criteria today, so we're going to leave everything kind of as it is. And now let's go ahead and let's run the test. All right, and you will see the test just finished up here, and you'll see these menus look a lot like that of the harmonics test, where we have a graph, a table kind of in the middle, and then we have some tabs along the right side. In this case, we have data and results. Well, we hope this video has been useful as we've walked through a little bit about the EM Test DPA 500N, and then conducting harmonics and flicker measurements using the Net.control software. Please keep us in mind if you're ever in need of any rental harmonics and flicker analyzers or associated test equipment. Thank you.